So if you're curious to get body-based, really tangible ways that you can help get used to, get more confident and more empowered to set boundaries in your life, then this video is for you. Hi, I'm Brittany Rochelle and I'm an anger alchemist, helping you alchemize your rage to live a magnificently melanated life. And today I'm talking all about 3 body-based ways to help you set boundaries. So we know that setting boundaries is really important, that it's critical, that you have to protect yourself. And yet so many of us, myself included, still struggle with actually in the moment setting those boundaries, or saying no, or disappointing people, or thinking people are going to be mad at us, or going to be upset with us, or not going to take our boundaries well. And although we may logically, rationally know, yes, I need to set boundaries, I need to say no to this person, I need to stop taking on so many things, oftentimes it's a disconnect between what we know versus actually putting that into practice, actually doing what we know we should do. And so I want to share with you 3 ways that you can do this and really practice getting into the flow of setting boundaries by getting in touch with your body and doing some really great body-based, aka somatic practices. So number 1 is really, really simple. And I learned this actually in a body dance class, but it's using your hands to really hold in the state of no, or the state of boundaries. So it involves putting your hands up, palms facing outward, and holding this. And this is really saying that's you, that's yours. That's not mine, that's you, that's yours. And then flipping them and putting your palms facing inwards, and this is me and this is mine. And so it's a super simple practice, but it's amazing what comes up when you do that. So you essentially hold this outward you and yours position for anywhere from a minute to 2 minutes, and then holding this me and mine again for that same amount of time, and really letting your body feel into what it feels like to have a boundary, what it feels like to have a delineation between what's me and what's mine, and what's you and what's yours. And this is incredibly powerful to help you deal with family members, deal with coworkers, deal with friends, where there can be a lot of blending, or where you over-identify with someone else in a way that isn't really that helpful for either of you, and helps you really stay centered within yourself. Number 2 is to actually shake your head yes and no. And this is a good way, if you do this very slowly and very consciously, to let your body feel what it feels like to truly say yes. And I was been told that you can't really truly say yes until you have a true no, and you have the ability to say no. And so slowly moving your head and saying yes, and then slowly shaking your head and saying no. If you actually do this for even again, that 1 to 2 minute period, very, very slowly, although it sounds like the most ridiculous, basic thing ever, it's actually a really, really powerful way to feel that no in your own body, and to get comfortable with using the word no and using the word yes, and doing it very authentically and purposefully. And if you want to get even more tools, although they might seem simple, if you try a few and see how powerful they are, you can get even more with my free ebook, Melanin of Reclamation, where I share more body-based tips that are really all about claiming our lived experience as Black and Brown people, and really allowing ourselves to thrive and to contact and really live from our wholeness and our purpose and our power, and doing that through getting in touch with our own bodies. And number 3, this is actually an exercise from trauma expert Peter Levine in his book, Healing Trauma, is essentially standing along a wall or some sturdy structure and pushing against it, gently, slowly, or with a lot of force, but in a very controlled way. It really allows you to get this sense of your own awareness within your own body. And although it sounds pretty basic, yeah, I have a body, no duh, Sherlock, but So many of us, because of the trauma that we've experienced, because of just life, because of the way we're socialized, often disassociate and often don't even remember the fact that we actually have a body, and that our own physical body, meaning our skin, is a barrier, is a boundary, and is a separation between ourselves and what's not ourselves. I can't tell you how incredibly powerful these exercises have been for me as a recovering codependent person turned anger alchemist, to really consciously and on a regular basis practice letting my body feel boundaries, letting my body feel the ability to say yes and the ability to say no. And if you want even more tips and tools about how to do this, I invite you to check out my Instagram, where I have way more content. And if you really want to go deeper around how to set boundaries within your own life, starting by letting yourself feel that in your own body, or really work with what comes up in your body as you do these super simple exercises, I invite you to check out one-on-one coaching with me, where we can go even deeper. All right, go out there, set some boundaries, shake your head no, shake your head yes, put your hands up. This is not all the single ladies thing. It's not. It's really not. But use that to set boundaries, and let me know how it goes.